people that lived before Jesus
Yeah.
died.
Yes.
Like Adam and Eve, for example.
Yeah, right. I know where you're going. Go ahead and
They
go
were never
there.
given the chance to believe in Jesus. So
Sure they were. Sure they were. Yeah, sure they were. Let me show you how. It's a good question. I'm not trying to be flippant with you. It's a good question. There is no other Savior than Jesus. Old Testament, New Testament, whatever. I don't know if you were with us. I can't remember. But when we looked up the Bible, the whole Bible is about Jesus. Okay? Jesus Christ is the heart and center of the Bible. Right? Okay? The message of the Old Testament is the Savior is coming. Right? If you can read this. Bad. Okay? And the message of the New Testament is the Savior has come. Okay? Let me get a better one here. And so, in the New Testament, I'll start there. In the New Testament, sorry, that's really light. Sorry about that. We are saved by faith in the Savior who has come. In the Old Testament, they're saved by faith in the Savior who is or was coming. And I'll show you that more and more in future lessons. There's only one Savior. Now, if you've been with me, you can see that. When was the very first promise of the gospel given? I tried to show you. Genesis 3:15. The seed of the woman. I've showed you passages in the past. Jesus is not an afterthought of God. This has been planned from when? All eternity. And it was given to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Finally, what tribe? Tribe of Judah. What family in Judah? David. Right? So they were saved in the same way. And that was the whole message of the Old Testament too, was to get that word out to all people. That's what that's what Noah was trying to do. Right? Matter of fact, God gave the people 120 more years, we're told, for Noah to preach this seed of the woman gospel type stuff. And they didn't believe. And that's when he finally destroyed the world. So the only difference is in the Old Testament, it's promise. In the New Testament, it's fulfillment. In the Old Testament, we have some information. In the New Testament, we have all the information.
Yeah. I don't mean to be stupid, but back to Adam and Eve, there was no Bible written yet.
No, but you don't have to have a written form. All you need is oral. Genesis 3, what? 15 was told to who?
Okay.
You see, exactly. Yeah, you're thinking about the Bible, but when it was first said, it was said orally by God Himself. That's a pretty trustworthy source. So Adam and Eve heard this very first promise of the seed of the woman, the gospel of the Savior, from God Himself. So that's right. And then somewhere along the line, and far earlier than what scholars used to think writing came very late. We now know writing was very early. But we're not against the idea that there might have been, for a while, briefly, an oral tradition. And then eventually the oral traditions put in written tradition. Yeah. And I'll try to do this more and more, I promise you, especially on Lesson 9, Justification by Grace through Faith. I'll revisit this. Yeah. So it's a good question.